Hi, Traverse Bay Sunrise Rotary Club. My name is Jenna Saldana and I'm the Development Director for El Porvenir. Going through your outline, the name of the organization is El Porvenir. We don't have partner organizations. In-country team members, there are 22 staff people in Nicaragua, 21 of whom are Nicaraguan. The history and work of the organization. Our history is that we grew out of Habitat for Humanity. Our founder was working in Nicaragua with Habitat and realized that building houses wasn't enough, that you also had to have the water and sanitation piece to go with the house. So we've been around since 1990. We've built 796 water and sanitation projects, and we've helped 105,000 people have water and sanitation. All of our projects are self-help projects, so we partner with villages to carry out the projects. We have the technology and the construction materials, and the villagers that we partner with are the ones who do the projects. All of our projects are based in appropriate technology. We do hand-dug wells, we do pit latrines, and we use a rope pump on all of our wells that was designed in Nicaragua, and all of the parts that would need, anything that needs to be replaced on the rope pump could easily be done so by going to the nearest market. So moving on to the next part of your outline is the location. We have our headquartered office in Managua, and then we have 5 regional offices. If you were to work with us, you would work in one of those regions, and those regions tend to be in central Nicaragua. We work in 5 regions of central Nicaragua and 1 region in the north. In terms of the time of year, the best time to visit, really, we can accommodate groups anytime during the year. We can't accommodate people in December because of the holidays, so that's something to keep in mind, but otherwise you could come whenever. And I would say that we offer work trips throughout the year, and the 2012 schedule has been filling up pretty quickly, so if you do want to travel with us next year, you would want to select dates soon. The need in Nicaragua and our goals. The need is pretty tremendous. We work with small villages and the rural poor to develop water, sanitation, and reforestation projects, as well as carry out health and hygiene education. The people we partner with are usually subsistence farmers or they're day laborers working for other people, and they typically earn about $50 per month. Only 37% of rural households have latrines, and that means that all the rest of the people go to the bathroom outside. And only 68% of households in rural Nicaragua have clean drinking water sources. The rest are people who go to streams, who dig shallow wells beside a river hoping that it's cleaner. And the average education rate in rural Nicaragua is 3.6 years, so we're working with people who don't have the same education that we've been able to have here. Pretty much they've gone through a preschool level and halfway through 3rd grade. Many of the children there suffer from preventable diseases, skin rashes, diarrhea, parasites, and it's not that the villagers don't recognize that there's a need for these projects, it's that they simply don't have the money to do their own projects. Our goals as an organization are to help people build, maintain, and repair their own drinking water and sanitation facilities, to implement good hygiene practices to improve their health, and to learn how to manage their micro watersheds in a sustainable manner. In terms of working with us on a multi-year focus, what we would ask is that you consider working in a region. Like I said, we work in 6 regions throughout Nicaragua, 5 of which are areas that you could travel to. And if you were to work within a region, we have an endless amount of need there, and you would work in different villages in that region. We don't typically assign a village to a particular group like your Rotary Club for a variety of reasons, mainly because we're working in the developing world and all kinds of things can go wrong. There can be way too much rain, there can be not enough rain and wells go dry, and if a well goes dry we can't do wash stations. There can be so much rain that a road washes out, and just all kinds of things that can happen. And so to mitigate those potential problems, we would have you work in a variety of different villages, but within a region where then if you were to return on multiple trips, then you could still visit the villages where you're building relationships with people. The cost to travel with us, for 1 week you would pay $925 each. If you were to travel for 2 weeks, it would be $1,135. I realize there's not a whole lot of difference in between those prices, but it's because some of our base costs are just what they are for paying for the person who does the translation. Our truck costs, the cost of the project is worked into that. And a quick look at a website on what round-trip airfare from Traverse City to Managua would be. It looks like it would be around $750. For the potential impact on the local community, water and sanitation are really the first steps in what we're trying to do, which is improve the standard of living of people. So if you think of it as a stair step and you look at the bottom billion people who have globally billion, who have no access to water and no access to improved sanitation facilities, what they really need are water and sanitation to get up the first 2 stair steps. With both of those things come improved health. And once the children are healthier, or they're not spending so much time walking back and forth to get water or to look for firewood, then they can attain an education and improve that statistic that I shared earlier about 3.6 years of education. And once you have health and education as you're working up the stair step, that's when you can really improve people's economy and you can change their standard of living, which is what we're trying to help people do by focusing on water and sanitation. So the potential impact on a local community is tremendous. Our long-term sustainability that's something that's very important to us. Our health educators are really the first and last person to make contact with villages. They're the first contact because they go in and they help people organize into local water committees or sanitation committees. And then after we've gone through and built the projects with them, then they're also the people who continue to go back and make sure that the health and hygiene learnings have stuck, to make sure that the project is still working, that the people in the village know how to maintain their project. And we also train local people within the community to become health educators who then reinforce the trainings even when our staff people aren't there. We also began using something called FLOW this year, which is Field Level Operation Watch. It's a system that does monitoring and evaluation using Android telephones, and so you go out and you survey a community and then you upload it to the cloud. We've done quite a few surveys this year, and hopefully soon it will be going up on the web, and then anyone would be able to look at that information. The potential for hands-on service for 50 plus club members, yes, absolutely. It's just a matter of making sure that you didn't all come at once. If you come in smaller groups throughout the year, that would be great. We can handle 12 to 15 people on one project comfortably. If you go up to 20 people per trip, we would probably split you into 2 groups. We just want to make sure that you feel useful and are busy working, and not just sitting around and thinking, oh, why am I here? Lodging and travel. You would fly into Managua and stay overnight there, and then the following day go out to the region where you would be working. You would stay in a simple hotel, and it would be clean and basic, but again, very basic. And we've been doing these trips for 21 years, so we have a ton of experience with hosting groups, and we really get tremendous reviews on our work trips that people always have a good experience. The food is always significantly better than they think. We make sure you have clean water. We handle all your in-country transportation, translation, everything. For safety, you would be accompanied at all times by our staff, and so the concerns are really minimal. Out in the countryside, there really isn't much crime. Nicaragua is the safest of the Central American countries, and the hotels where you would be staying, we have long relationships with them, long-time relationships, so you could feel very comfortable about leaving things in a hotel room. As for an in-country partnership, we have a relationship with the Managua Rotary Club, and I'm sure they'd be happy to meet with you. I recently had breakfast with one of their members, and she was very kind and very committed to service for our country, so I'm sure they would be thrilled to meet with you. But they are maxed out on partnering with clubs on international projects, one of which is my Rotary Club, the Denver Mile High Club, so a matching grant isn't possible. And some final thoughts. We have an integrated approach to water, and so you could feel very good about working with us. It's not enough to just do a well. You have to have the sanitation piece to keep the water in the well clean. Beyond that, to keep the water flowing out of the well, you have to do reforestation, which ensures the aquifers recharge. And then, no matter how much infrastructure you put in, if you don't do health and hygiene education, then all the health benefits are lost, because you have to teach people about storing and transporting water, you have to teach them about the importance of hand washing, and you have to teach about project maintenance, and we do all of those things. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to talking to you by phone.